What if I told you that building a $1 million portfolio doesn't require a six-figure salary, a trust fund, or some secret Wall Street connection? What if the only thing standing between you and seven figures is a $100 bill once a month and a little bit of patience? Today, I'm going to prove it to you with nothing but simple math. Before we dive in, please remember that this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. My goal is to help you understand these concepts so you can make your own informed decisions. With that said, in this video, we're going to break down the real math behind turning $100 a month into $1 million. We'll walk through compound interest timelines at 3 different return rates, compare what happens when you start at age 20 versus 30 versus 40, and I'll end with the 3 simplest vehicles to actually get started. Make sure you stay for that final section, because knowing the math means nothing if you don't know where to put your money. Let's get into it. Let's start with the concept that makes all of this possible: compound interest. Albert Einstein reportedly called it the 8th wonder of the world, and whether or not he actually said that, the math backs up the enthusiasm. Here's how it works in plain English. When you invest money and it earns a return, that return gets added to your balance. The next year, you earn returns not just on your original money, but also on last year's gains. Then the year after that, you earn returns on your original money, on last year's gains, and on the gains from the year before that. It's a snowball rolling downhill, and the longer it rolls, the bigger and faster it gets. The critical ingredient here is time. In early years, the growth feels painfully slow. You might look at your account after 5 years and think, this is barely doing anything, but that's the trap. The magic of compounding is backloaded. The first $100,000 is the hardest. The last $100,000 can happen in a single year. You just have to stay in the game long enough. Now let's put real numbers on this. We're going to look at 3 scenarios, all starting with the same contribution: $100 per month, which is about $3.30 per day. That's less than a fancy coffee. Scenario 1, a 7% average annual return. This is roughly what you'd get from the stock market after adjusting for inflation. It's the conservative estimate. At 7%, if you invest $100 every single month and never increase that amount, after 30 years, you'd have about $122,000. After 40 years, roughly $264,000. And to cross the $1 million mark, you'd need right around 51 years. That's a long time, but remember, we're using the inflation-adjusted number, and we're never increasing our contribution beyond $100. We'll come back to that. Scenario 2, a 10% average annual return. This is the historical average of the S&P 500 before adjusting for inflation, going back nearly a century. At 10%, your $100 a month grows to about $227,000 after 30 years. After 40 years, you're sitting on roughly $632,000. And you cross the $1 million threshold at around 43 years. That's a meaningful jump from the 7% timeline. Scenario 3, a 12% average annual return. This is optimistic, but not unrealistic for certain periods of market history or growth-tilted portfolios. At 12%, 30 years of investing $100 a month gives you approximately $352,000. After 40 years, about $1.1 million. You've crossed the $1 million mark in just under 40 years. And here's the wild part. If you kept going to 45 years, you'd have nearly $2 million. Look at the difference time and rate of return make. At 7%, it takes 51 years. At 10%, 43 years. At 12%, just under 40. A few percentage points of difference, compounded over decades, creates a gap of hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why understanding where you invest matters, and it's why starting early matters even more. Which brings us to the most important point in this entire video. When you start changes everything. Let's compare three people. All three invest $100 per month at a 10% average annual return. The only difference is their starting age. Person 1 starts at age 20. By age 65, they've been investing for 45 years. Their total contributions are $54,000. But their portfolio? Roughly $1,048,000. They're a millionaire and they only put in 54 grand of their own money. Compound interest contributed the other 95%. Person 2 starts at age 30. By 65, that's 35 years of investing. Total contributions, $42,000. Their portfolio lands at approximately $381,000. That's a solid nest egg, but it's less than half of what person 1 accumulated, despite contributing only $12,000 less. Person 3 starts at age 40. 25 years of investing until 65. Total contributions, $30,000. Their portfolio, roughly $133,000. Respectable, but a fraction of what person 1 built. Let me make this crystal clear. Person 1 contributed only $24,000 more than person 3, but ended up with over $900,000 more. That gap isn't because of skill or income. It's purely because of time. Those extra years of compounding did virtually all the heavy lifting. If you're watching this and you're in your 20s, this is your superpower. You have the one resource that no amount of money can buy back: time. If you're in your 30s or 40s, don't let this discourage you. The second best time to start is right now. And remember, we've been modeling the bare minimum, $100 a month. If you increase your contributions as your income grows, you compress these timelines dramatically. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown valuable and you appreciate this clear, no-nonsense approach to personal finance, a quick click of the subscribe button below is the best way to let me know. It helps this channel continue to create content just like this. Now, let's move on to what might be the most practical part of this entire video. There's a myth I want to destroy right now. The myth that you need large sums of money to start investing. People hear the word investing, and they picture Wall Street traders staring at 6 monitors, or they think you need $10,000 just to open an account. That hasn't been true for years. Today, you can start investing with literally $1. The barriers are gone. The only barrier left is the decision to begin. And once you've made that decision, you only need to know about 3 simple vehicles. Vehicle number 1, index funds. An index fund is a type of investment that tracks an entire market, like the S&P 500, which represents the 500 largest publicly traded companies in America. Instead of trying to pick individual winning stocks, you just buy a tiny slice of all of them. When the market goes up, you go up. Historically, the S&P 500 has averaged about 10% per year. Index funds have low fees, they require zero expertise, and they are the backbone of what Warren Buffett himself recommends for everyday investors. Vehicle number 2, a Roth IRA. This is a type of retirement account. Not an investment itself, but a container you put investments into. What makes a Roth IRA special is the tax advantage. You contribute money you've already paid taxes on, and then it grows completely tax-free. When you withdraw it in retirement, you pay zero taxes on the gains. Think about that in the context of our earlier math. If your $100 a month grows into $1 million, and you've been doing it inside a Roth IRA, you could potentially access those gains without owing a cent in taxes. In 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year to a Roth IRA if you're under 50. That's about $583 a month, so our $100 plan fits comfortably within those limits. Vehicle number 3, automated investing apps. Platforms like Fidelity, Schwab, and Vanguard, along with newer apps, allow you to set up automatic recurring investments. You pick your index fund, set your amount, choose your frequency, and forget about it. The money leaves your checking account and gets invested without you lifting a finger. This is the key to consistency. You're removing willpower from the equation entirely. You don't have to remember. You don't have to decide each month whether you feel like investing. It just happens. The ideal setup looks like this. Open a Roth IRA on a platform that supports automatic contributions, invest in a broad market index fund, set up a $100 monthly auto transfer, and then leave it alone. That's it. That's the whole strategy. No stock picking, no market timing, no stressing over daily headlines. Let's bring this all together. The math is clear. $100 a month, invested consistently at historical market returns, can grow into $1 million or more. The rate of return matters, but time matters more. Starting at 20 versus 40 can mean the difference between $1 million and $130,000, with nearly the same contributions. You don't need to be wealthy to begin building wealth. Index funds, a Roth IRA, and automatic contributions are the 3 tools that make this accessible to virtually everyone. Here's your one actionable assignment. Before this week is over, open an investment account if you don't already have one. Set up an automatic monthly contribution of whatever you can afford, even if it's $25 or $50, and invest it in a broad market index fund. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you know everything. The math rewards those who start, not those who perfect. If this video showed you something you didn't know before, or if it gave you the confidence to finally take that first step, subscribe to the channel. I break down personal finance and investing concepts in the same straightforward way every single week. No jargon, no hype, just clear information you can actually use. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.